Hey, what's going on, everyone? Listen, that was a great Super Bowl. Great Super Bowl. Coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, Mr. Riley. Man, just want to do a small recap of the Super Bowl experience over here in Inglewood. Yes, sir. So just coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side, if you will. So just so happy that the Rams pulled it out. Was reading a couple of posts by some of my friends, and the Rams were under the gun. They were under the gun to come out and win and do what they set out to do. They traded for Matthew Stafford, traded away Jared Goff, one of their first-round draft picks, got Matthew Stafford, who had been in the league, about 12 years, I believe, and was 0-3 in the playoffs, but comes over to the Rams and makes it all the way to the Super Bowl in their house, in the Rams' house, along with Von Miller, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, and the rest of the boys. So just a wonderful win. And so, man, it was a cool Super Bowl weekend. I mean, everything that led up to the Super Bowl this weekend was such a wonderful opportunity for not only the NFL, but for the sports fans here in Los Angeles, especially the Rams fans. And so just a whole bunch of activities around Los Angeles. You had the NFL experience downtown. And I heard that was a big success. Had several friends who went down and kind of participated and, just did what the NFL wanted you to do, was really experience the NFL. They had a whole bunch of football Hall of Famers go down and kind of hang out and participate. And I know there were activities for the kids and things of that nature, autograph signings. And one of my friends, he was telling me that his son, they went down Friday night and then turned around and, one of the sons was like, look, I want to go back down. So his mom dropped him off and just he just kind of hung out and had some fun over at the NFL experience at the Los Angeles Convention Center. And actually, he said he had an opportunity to take a picture or meet Marshawn Lynch, which is crazy cool. He saw Jerry Rice and a couple other Hall of Fame NFL, former players. And so it was all good. And, this Super Bowl right here, Super Bowl 56 at SoFi Stadium, man, it was just lit. I mean, from just the venue. Yesterday, I kind of walked around, and I'm putting together a small video of just what the vibe was like the day before the Super Bowl. And of course, everything was kind of restricted access to everyone. So I just kind of walked around SoFi Stadium and just trying to capture the moment. There were a whole bunch of tourists and people walking around taking pictures, families taking pictures, even assisted family. It was a father and mom and his two daughters. He was just like, look, we out here, and I just wanted to capture the moment. And so he asked me to take, I was actually walking by, and he was like, man, I was like, man, you want me to take a picture of you and your family? He's like, oh, that'd be cool. So I put down my switch pod, which I was recording, and went ahead and took a picture of them. A couple of flicks for him, and it was just a wonderful time. And I know today was lit. Today was lit because it was actually the day of the Super Bowl, and so I don't know if you know, but I kind of live right close to the stadium, SoFi Stadium, and I can hear all of the ups and downs, oohs and ahs, crowds cheering during the season. And so, I did not have an opportunity. I did not have an opportunity to purchase tickets, but I know several people who were there. I have a friend, actually one of my birthday twins. Shout out to Jason Gilmore. He is actually a Cincinnati Bengals fan, right? He grew up in that area. And I think he was actually at the game, right? So that was cool. Cool for him, cool experience for him. I don't think he had his fan with him, but just him. And, being a longtime Cincinnati Bengals fan, you got to. I mean, he lives right next door to the SoFi Stadium as well. And so if you know where SoFi Stadium is, it's right next door to the Fabulous Forum is what we used to call it back in the day when the Lakers played. And then there's three gated communities. One is Carlton Square, one is Briarwood, and one is Renaissance. And so he lives in one of those gated communities. And, it was just, SoFi was just right across the street. And so he literally walked across the street, to SoFi, and he participated in the game, not in the game, but, watching the game, viewing the game live. And then I had another friend who was actually one of the halftime dancers. And so that was cool. She was super excited. I just saw her post. And let me see. Someone said, okay. Yeah, someone just saw her post, and she was just kind of hyped that she was able to go out and dance and have a good time out there on the field with everyone. And, she was just kind of really, really hyped and excited. She's going to post a little bit more. And so just a wonderful opportunity for Los Angeles. The halftime show was super, super awesome. And I think even in one of my Facebook posts, I said best halftime show ever. Now, a couple of people wanted to come at me because they were like, really? Ever? What about Prince? What about Michael Jackson? I'm like, yeah, those were cool. Those were cool. But for these guys to come out and participate in their home stadium, and so you had Compton and Long Beach. You just had a wonderful halftime show. I think America loves the culture. America loves the culture. Many won't admit to it. But yeah, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, 50 Cent. It was just a cool feel just to have, some of, I guess you would say the homies, right? I don't have a personal connection to Snoop. I don't have a personal connection to Dr. Dre, but just kind of grew up on listening to their music. And so everything, the good side of what they represent and just them being artists, entertainers, it was just so fabulous for them to come and perform in SoFi Stadium. So, man, some of the people were trying to come at me. They're like, really, James? Like, really? So here it is. Let me see. I put best. Let me see if I can get it up here real quick. Just kind of show you what I was talking about. So let me click on and then I'll show you guys real quick. So don't laugh at me because I do have a whole bunch of tabs open on my desktop. So don't laugh at me. So there we go. So I put the best halftime show ever, right? exclamation mark, times three. And so let's kind of dig into some of the comments, right? Um, Previous comments. So let's go through all of them real quick. Let's see. So one of my friends, Jennifer, she was like, yeah, it was a good halftime show. However, those folks who paid, who were sitting ground level and, they were behind the stage and everything, they didn't have a good vantage point, So yeah, she was just saying I would be kind of ticked off, outright pissed because I can't see what's going on. But they did have the Oculus there, and that's one thing about SoFi Stadium. You could check out that Oculus, and you'll see everything right there on the screen. So that's what Jennifer was talking about. My friend Robert Mihawk says California love. He used to live here in Cali, but he moved over to Texas. And so he's a musician as well. So, I think he kind of loved it. My friend Tiffany was like, Prince still number one. I get it. If you're a Prince fan, Michael Jackson fan, trust me, I get it. Those are some dudes, they can hold their own. But outside of that, maybe, this was, and I'm gonna stick by my statement. Best halftime show ever. You can come at me. I don't care. Juanita Rogers in Texas was like 100%. Jason was like, not ever. It was amazing. You should have seen my wife. She was over here moving and grooving and doing her thing. She was just like, look, I'm going to try to close my exercise rings. She had the phone app open. She had it on the TV in the room. She was coming in here in my little closet, checking it out because I had my sound pumped up nice and loud. And so it was just a wonderful experience. Everything flowed. You didn't have any malfunctions, wardrobe malfunctions. And, it was just cool. It was just super, super exciting to see everyone. Let's kind of dig back into some of these. Hey, what's up, Blind Guy and his wife? Let me dig into this comment real quick. My man says, I missed the Super Bowl, but I have a feeling your team won. Actually, so let me tell you something. I am actually a Ram season ticket holder. But, because, and we, my wife and I, we couldn't pass up the opportunity. We kind of looked at it as a business venture because we're not Ram fans really. But, I mean, how cool is it to live right next door to SoFi Stadium and have the ability, just to walk down the street 5 minutes and you're at a NFL game. And so, so some of the games this year, we kind of sold our tickets off. Some of the games we actually did attend. And so there are 8 home games. There are several preseason games. But yeah, I mean, so I guess you can call me a pseudo Rams fan. When it comes to the Super Bowl, I'm pro NFC. I'm pro NFC. So I'm not too sure about the AFC, even though, AFC has some good teams, but I'm kind of pro NFC. And I don't know if that's because the Dallas Cowboys are in the NFC, maybe so, but I just kind of root for the NFC. But, being from Los Angeles, how can you not but root for the home team, right? And the home team plays right next door to me. So for me, it's a win-win. I call myself a pseudo Rams fan. You can call me a bandwagoner if you will. I do have several friends who are diehard Rams fans. Shout out to my boy, Jay Will. Shout out to Rudy. And, they go hard for their team. And so just very excited. The Lakers won a couple of years ago. The Dodgers won a couple of years ago. And now the Rams have won. And so here in Los Angeles, it's all about the entertainment industry and, sports, celebrities. And so they actually set out what they wanted to do. They got the pieces together for their team, and they actually won this particular football game, Super Bowl number 56. Of course, says Dr. Dre, Snoop, or Leo Evans. Absolutely. Absolutely. They were. I mean, those are some legends. Bootsy Collins, George Clinton. That's what a lot of their samples come from the older dudes, from the older generation. And so it was it was, you got to go back and check out, if nothing else, go back and check out the halftime show. I mean, I was hyped. I was hyped over here in my little closet, just turning up my music and having fun with uh, just having fun. Just growing up in Los Angeles. Long Beach is right next door, and a friend of mine is showing. Okay, I'll finish that. Let me finish this first thought. Just growing up in Los Angeles and seeing these guys, represent Los Angeles in the entertainment industry. Now, yes, I know they've done some things that might not have been too looked upon as legit. They've had some illegal happenings in their life. But a lot of us, if you think about it, a lot of us have skeletons in the closet. Theirs just happen to be magnified because they're entertainers. And so, not saying that I'm, pro, them doing illegal things, but, just from the entertainer standpoint, they kind of represent it very, very well. With Eminem, just a super dope rapper, hip hop dude. And, to bring in 50 Cent, I would have preferred to see like Ice Cube come through. And I thought actually Ice Cube was a part of the lineup, but in reflecting and looking back at the announcement, I did see Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre, of course, Snoop, Mary J, and Eminem. So, but I was hoping, it would have been really, really dope to see Ice Cube instead of 50 Cent. But it is what it is. He came and did what he needed to do as well. So. It was cool. It was a cool time. And actually, I know folks are celebrating over there. I'm not I'm not next door to the SoFi Stadium, but my son is. He attended a party over there. And so I know they're having a good time, all the Rams fans. And just, you can tell by the emotions on the Rams players, their faces, how well they played and how much they wanted it. And so, they stepped up. Aaron Donald did what he needed to do at the very end. Cooper Kupp, he caught less than 50 yards. I think probably the MVP should have been Matthew Stafford. And I was actually hoping for a co-MVP with Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford. But I think Matt Stafford kind of, set the tone in the last few minutes of the game and just, took everything, took ownership. And went down and, made some plays. And yes, they did involve Cooper Kupp catching the game-winning pass with about 48 seconds left in the game. And so, and the defense played wonderful too. I'm sorry, they had about a buck 20, and then the Bengals got the ball, and the Rams defense did what they needed to do. Let me dig back into these comments real quick. She says, Corey asked if the Rams were the first team to play in the Super Bowl. Actually, no. Good question. The Rams were not. I believe it happened last year. We're the second team. The Rams are the second team to play in their home stadium during the Super Bowl. So last year when Tampa Bay won, I think that was the first team that did it. And so it's kind of crazy to go back to back, to have the home team actually play in their stadium. And so next year to be in Las Vegas. And so it'd be kind of anxious, kind of cool to see if the Las Vegas Raiders can actually, go through the gauntlet through the NFL, get to the playoffs and actually play in their Super Bowl, since they're hosting, Las Vegas is hosting Super Bowl 57 next year. But also here's an interesting thought as well. Here's an interesting thought. I forgot my train of thought. Let it come back. Oh, here it is. So here's one thing about the Super Bowl this year being in SoFi. So yes, the Rams play there that's their home stadium. They play all 8 home games there. However, they were the visiting team in their own stadium. So the Bengals were actually the home team and the Rams were actually the visiting team. And so the NFL kind of took over SoFi Stadium. And what I kind of mean about that, they hosted the Super Bowl. And so we were just, a good host. And, once it was built, we were supposed to host the Super Bowl last year. But because of some of the restrictions, COVID restrictions here in California, what they did, they moved it to Tampa Bay. I believe Tampa Bay was supposed to be this year. And we were to host last year, so they kind of flip flopped. Tampa Bay hosted last year. This year it's going to this year, of course, it was Los Angeles. Next year it'll be in Las Vegas, and then the year after that, 2024, it'll be in Glendale, Arizona, where the Cardinals play. So, the NFL, they kind of know what they're doing, and so all the normal things that the Rams would have experienced during their regular home game, they were actually, like I said, in the visiting team locker room. A lot of the signage that is normally there for the Rams game was not even there. Of course, they had, the Rams logo and the Bengals logo, around the stadium. But it was not, it was not the Rams home team situation. Here's a comment about the Cowboys. Really? Oh man. It won't ever be the Cowboys playing the Super Bowl on the stadium. Oh man, see, that kind of hurts. Yeah, the Cowboys kind of had that opportunity to play in their own stadium a couple of years ago when it was snowing, and I forgot who was actually participated in that Super Bowl. I believe it was the Packers. But yeah, it was a wonderful and yeah, I don't know, the Cowboys have to get it together for them to be actually play in the Super Bowl. I'm not too sure when it's going to go back to AT&T Stadium, which is a wonderful stadium as well. But yeah, hopefully I just want them to play in the Super Bowl. So maybe they can represent the NFC next year. It's kind of sad because if you look at Joe Burrow and what he's able to do in his second year, Dak Prescott has not been able to do in his 6 years as a Cowboy. So, had he won this year, had the Bengals won, they would have really, been dragging Dak through the mud because of Joe Burrow's second year in the league. He's won several playoff games. Dak Prescott has not. And so that's going to be at a knock. So, every year we say it's our year. And so we just have to, prove to the world when they're ready, just like the Rams did. The Rams are like, look, they got some pieces. They got some players. And they made some things happen, right, so that they can have their championship run and actually win the Super Bowl this year. And that's what they set out to do. And now, even hear reports of Aaron Donald, he was just like, look, I might even retire, so there's a whole bunch of, things going on in the background in terms of players coming back next year. Eric Weddle, who was retired for 2 years, due to injuries from some of the other players, Rams players, they called him up to play in the backfield, defensive backfield. And he actually turns out to be the guy who's calling the defensive plays after being retired for 2 years. Came back with, I think, maybe the last 2 or 3 games of the regular season, had to get back in game playing shape. And they relied on him to call the defensive plays. So he was like the defensive quarterback, if you will, just calling the plays for the defense and, relaying actually the plays to the defense, being that defensive QB, if you will. So yeah, Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr. He got injured in the game. Hopefully he's going to be all right. And so yeah, so it's just a wonderful time to be a Rams fan. I might even go out tomorrow or within the next few days and purchase a Rams Super Bowl t-shirt. I mean, I did for the Dodgers because I'm a Dodger fan. Obviously you see the LA hat. I am a Laker fan. And so I was excited when the Lakers won. Although I don't think I bought a NBA championship when they won. um, but definitely, I am going to get a Rams Super Bowl T-shirt, Super Bowl champions, and just represent, my, I guess that's my fake team, if you will. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, everybody's kind of excited. My son, I was just looking at my text a little bit. I told him that he should come home when the traffic dies down. And okay. He met Calais Campbell. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm just looking at my phone. He's like I said, he's over at the SoFi stadium doing his thing, and so I told him he's driving home. Of course, he parked at our house attending the Super Bowl party. I was like, "Look, come back when it's 10 o'clock." He's like, "Well, Dad," but I told him to come back when it's safe. Really, that's what I was trying to say. It's 8:27 now. He has school tomorrow, so I'm like, "Dude, when it's safe for you to come back, you don't have to wait to 10. Come on back now and get ready for school tomorrow." So he's out there living his best life, and I'm looking at some of the pictures that he's put in our family group chat about coming home. So that's cool. But yeah, yeah. So just kind of overjoyed about the Rams winning, and I appreciate you guys watching. And I was trying to get somebody to hop on and join me to talk about just what does this mean for the city of LA. But we can finish up going back into the comments real quick, and then we'll be out of here. But yeah, I'm kind of excited. Not as excited as a diehard Rams fan. I was trying to find somebody to come on with me, but I couldn't find anyone. But it's all good. So let's just kind of dig back into some of these comments real quick, and then we'll go. So just talking about the halftime show earlier. Again, people like, it was the best halftime show ever. My friend Patterson, he was like, "Yep, I agree." Pearl was like, "I don't know, maybe, got to grow on me." Stephanie says Prince is number one, Dr. Dre, Snoop, and Fam number two. LaJoy, she says totally agree. Brian Davis says yes, sir. Andrea Major says it was lit. So yeah, you got folks who are saying that it was legit. Beyonce and Bruno. And here's the thing about, I don't even remember Beyonce performing. I'm sure. I don't. I just don't. And maybe I'm just extra hyped because of these guys being from the LA area, representing at the LA Super Bowl, and so maybe that's why I'm just like all in. But yeah, I don't even remember Beyonce and Bruno. Kamaya says 100%. Cheryl Shaw Williams says Prince is still my number one. So it just depends. It just depends what kind of music you like. And then one of my boys, Alvin, said what made it special was that it was centered in LA, with LA in the Super Bowl, the range of artists, male and female focus, LA street culture, which the world loves. And it's true. LA loves the world loves LA street culture. So, they love Snoop. They love Snoop and Martha. They love Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent was just, and then Mary J. And then Kendrick Lamar. So you had a little bit of the old and the new, male, female. It was just a good mix of hip hop, R&B artists, and, celebrating. They say the stars show up, and they definitely showed up and showed out today. So yeah, my friend Lisa says she loved it so much. Oshari Hager says #all facts. So yeah, you kind of got those folks who are right there with me. It's like, yeah, best halftime show ever. And some will say, okay, you got Prince, you got Michael Jackson. Those are kind of, you could set them aside a little bit to their own. And man, but these guys, they really showed up. Dr. Dre, Snoop, 50 Cent, Eminem, Mary J. And actually, when I finish here, I'm gonna do some preparation for my students tomorrow, and then I'm going to look at the halftime show again. I'm gonna, turn up the sound a little bit, and maybe try to dance. But first, I do need to close my rings. It's 8:30, so I got another 2.5 hours before it's midnight. So I got to definitely do that. So just kind of wanted to recap the Super Bowl. And I did walk around SoFi Stadium yesterday, just trying to capture some of the moments. And if I was a real content creator, I should have been out there tonight and today, earlier today and tonight, capturing some footage. But Sunday's the kind of that's the day that I serve the Lord Almighty, and so we're still producing our worship live stream, and so that's one of the things that I do. And so it's kind of hard for me to kind of get away. And but I did eventually go, and I did see one of my friends, Jeff Sweet. What's up, Jeff? Saw my friend from high school. Hadn't seen him in quite some time. And so saw him. And, I should have probably walked down and caught some footage, but I didn't. And then, came home and hung out with mom and my wife and watched the game. So, I kind of wanted to stay away from all the traffic and, all the craziness once, the game was over. But if I was a real content creator, right now I'm a smart content creator because I didn't want to be out in them streets with everybody like my son is, trying to wait till his, time to come home. But in any event, yeah, it was a wonderful win. And I think we threw some confetti. Let me get some confetti going on right here. Let's get some confetti. There we go. For the Rams, who are Super Bowl champs. And so I think I posted this on my page here. Let me see if I can show it. I think I put it in 3D. But let me see if I can post it. Oh yeah, I can post it. There it is right there. So, and we'll come back over here to the shared screen. And there we go. Whose house? Rams house. And so there you go. You got the Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl champions 2021. And, just so cool to see the Lombardi Trophy back in Los Angeles. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I kind of talked your head off a little bit. Thank you, Blind Guy, his wife, their life, Corey and Laquita. Appreciate you guys over there, and love checking out your shows from time to time when I get a chance. I think when you guys are on, I'm just beginning my work day, and so sometimes depending on how many students, I'll try to sneak in and watch a little bit, just kind of watch you guys do your thing over there. So just appreciate you watching and participating. If you guys are watching after the live, go ahead and type in hashtag replay squad. If you have a question or comment, just go ahead and drop them in the comments below. And of course, if you really want to, you can come over and let's see, you can, there we go. You can always like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also ring that notification bell just in case you want to know when I drop a brand new video. And I haven't dropped a brand new video in quite some time, so I need to go ahead and be a little bit more consistent in doing that and, dropping some content, stories and things of that nature. So I appreciate you watching. Of course, Rams, Super Bowl champions, 2020, 2021. Is that right? Yeah, I guess so. Actually, I think it's 2021, 2022. I'm not too sure. Whatever the case, the Rams are definitely Super Bowl champions. And so we're going to celebrate out here on the West Coast, the best coast, coming to you live from the West Side. Absolutely. Confetti is due. The Rams did their thing. Yes, sir. They did. Absolutely. And so, I'm celebrating safe over here, creating this live stream and just kind of celebrating in my own way. So look forward to producing a video that shows kind of the vibe the day before the Super Bowl. And so just look forward for that. And, we'll see you in these intranet streets. All right. You guys be safe. Thanks for watching and take care. Peace out, you guys.